Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Panelists, let me just go right down the line real fast. What % of our atmosphere is CO2? Take your best guess. You don't have to be accurate. All down the line.
Repeat that question.
What % of our atmosphere is CO2, carbon dioxide? Wild guess, it's okay.
I'll bite 5%.
5?
I'll just follow you then.
We'll go 7. That's my favorite number.
I'll see their 5 and suggest that we know that transportation causes 49% of CO2, so that's why we're all working on energy transition.
All right. So what number do you think it is?
5.
5? How about you? I didn't hear you, Mr. Dreyer.
7.
7. Did you have one, Mr. Boyd?
So we got a 5, 7,
This Price is Right.
8. I'm going to
Okay.
hit the high end.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, and I don't mean to put you on ice. I ask a lot of people that because all we hear is climate change, CO2. Answer is 0.04%. Not 1%, not a half of a percent. It's 0.04%, and it's gone up from 0.03 over the last couple decades. This is what we're being all contorted into doing, is this tiny change in CO2.
On the left, CO2 that you want to get to 0.
If we get below 0.02, plant life starts dying off.
And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. The world also has a report card, which is called the Millennium Development Goals. They grade us on how we're helping the poorest in the world. Overall, our marks are quite positive. A lot of things that are going very well, things like reducing childhood death and improving the nutrition. So travel to Africa, meet with scientists. We see a lot of things that are going very well, things like reducing childhood death and improving the nutrition. So
of severe disease and death, rather than as we see some countries are using to give boosters to kill children, which is not right. Then the equity issue comes here. Instead of boosting a child in high-income countries, it's better to vaccinate the elderly in countries who have the elders who have not been vaccinated, even the primary vaccines. So the equity issue should also come into play.
Still have a lot of work to do. We need to pick a new set of goals to help us stay focused on improving the lives of children.
To those of you who are woke and who are open to rational argument. A small minority, I accept. Because one of the tenets of wokeness is, of course, that your feelings matter more than the truth. But I believe in you. I believe there are those of you here who are woke, who are open to rational argument, so let me make one. We are told that your generation cares more than any other about one issue in particular, and that issue is climate change. We're told that many of you suffer from climate anxiety. You wish to save the planet. And for tonight, and tonight only, I will join you. I will join you in worshipping at the feet of Saint Greta of climate change.
To build back better or whatever.
Let us all accept right here, right now, that we are living through a climate emergency and our stocks of polar bears are running extremely low. I join you in this view. I truly do.
Let's assume in a world not far from now, your government has declared a climate emergency. By the way, your government's done it here in South Australia already, which is a lunatic nonsense. It's just absolutely crazy. But you're told no one can barbecue meat because you're saving the planet, and you come down here to use one of the barbecues, works out who's down here, works out someone's using the barbecue, and the police come down to shut down your barbecue. Problem number 1. Let's have a look at some of the others. Amenities monitoring here. As it loads up, you've got toilet usage per day. Back. EV charger usage. So that's electric vehicles for the knuckle draggers like me amongst us. Tells you how many, not many by the way, because no one drives them, but in any event, how many times they've been used over the last month or so. How about this one? People counting. You want to take a deep dive into your dystopian future under the digital surveillance state, it's right here. This little board here tells you how many times people have come through the park. Essentially, it tells you how many unconnected Wi-Fi devices there are in. So that would be everyone's phone. This is telling you how many people are in the park at the moment. So once again, imagine a lockdown scenario, another emergency, another COVID outbreak, or monkeypox, or, you know, whatever you like, you name it, we'll make it up. Your local government, your state government, your federal government want it to be none. And this will tell you, these sensors up in this light, the Wi-Fi connections, they're all interlocked. There will be facial recognition cameras in there. So, you know, don't think you're just going to leave your phone at home. The cameras will pick you up in future. All seems very innocuous, but the reality here is what we are seeing is the very real and very, very, in my view, concerning future for how we go. These areas are all going to be geo-fenced, and there's going to be more data about you out there and what you do per day. And I hear people saying, I've got no problem with any of this, I don't do anything wrong. Well, that all depends on whether or not your government has the same viewpoint as you. And we've seen this played out in the last 18 months through the COVID period. I've got to tell you, I don't like this at all. Looks pretty innocuous, but to me, there's a bigger, badder future that comes with it. I have a bad feeling this is where we're headed.